What's up, everybody? Good to see you all. Hope you guys are doing great. Good to see you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are great, having a great week so far. Nice to see you, Maria, Callie, Alvaro. That one's for you. Johnny, Dave, Charles, Earl. Yeah, Johnny, thanks for the haircut. I actually just got back from the haircut about half an hour ago. Hey, Mark, Ruth Ann, nice to see you. Hey, pal, Gustavo, Patrick from Perth. Ismael, nice to see you. My chess coach is in the house. Sandra Lou, good to see you. Manel, nice to see you, man. We still got to connect on WhatsApp. We'll work on that. Hey, Dave, Mitsuko, Jose, good to see you, everybody. Thanks so much to everyone. Last week, I had my trio with me, or bass player and drummer, which was super, super fun. And so many of you donated some really, really nice tips. Were super generous and helped me show those guys some appreciation for having them on the stream. So just wanted to say thanks to all of you who did that. Really helped me make them feel welcome. And I hope to do more. My streaming schedule is going to be a little bit hit or miss the next few weeks. We're going to be heading back to New York. And it's going to be a little bit tougher to stream from there. I got to kind of figure out the setup and make sure the internet's working and all that. But hopefully once I get it sorted out, I'll be able to have more special guests like that, have some bass players over, maybe some guitar players. So basically for those of you, who want to keep catching these streams, try to sign up for my mailing list if you can. Just head to my website, benpaterson.com, because I always send out every week a newsletter with what shows I'm doing. And on Facebook and YouTube and stuff, it's kind of hard to announce so the mailing list is definitely the best way to stay in touch with what I'll be up to. I will be doing my show this Saturday, but the week after, or maybe even for 2 weeks after, it might be a little tough, so I may not be doing them. So head to benpaterson.com, put your name in there, sign up for my mailing list, and then you'll always be up on what shows are happening. So let's see. Somebody asked for "You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To." Thanks, Ruth. There's "You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To." Can't remember exactly who requested that, but that's for whoever requested it. That's for you. Yeah, Ruth, I think we can get one of those in there for you. I was just out getting my hair cut. One of the benefits of being fully vaccinated is that you can go do things like get haircuts. And so I didn't have a chance to warm up my voice today. So you'll have to forgive me, Ruth, if this takes me a second to warm up. But let's give it a try. Do you know something? I'm in love with you. Be a sweet pumpkin, say you love me too. If you do, I'm certain we could be one of the happiest couples in this society. I've got a feeling that I'm just your style. Come on, admit it, and we'll walk the aisle. Don't be shy, just throw your arms around me, and you'll get plenty of loving, just you wait and see. Can't you tell we were meant to be together? A wedding bell would be ours to ring forever and ever. Let's make a booking to be man and wife. Say yes, good looking, let me share your life. You're to me everything that is divine. So just be a sweet pumpkin and say that you'll be mine. Can't you tell we were meant to be together? A wedding bell would be ours to ring forever and ever. Let's make a booking to be man and wife. Say yes, good looking, let me share your life. You're to me everything that is divine. So just be a sweet pumpkin and say that you'll be mine. You just be a sweet pumpkin, say that you'll be mine. Say that you'll be mine. All right. Some sweet pumpkin. That one's for you, Ruth. Great one. I love that song too. I just discovered it a few months ago, and I'm glad, Ruth, that you're into it as well, and that Robert's into it too. Good to see you, Robert. Hope you're doing well, man. Let me try this other one I've been working on. This Jamie Cullum song. Sure, I know you'd like to have me talk about my future, and a million words or so to fill you in about my past. Have I sisters or a brother? How's my sister? How's my mother? Well, my dear, in time I'll answer all those things you ask. But for now, I'll just say I love you. Nothing more seems important somehow. And tomorrow can wait, come whatever. Let me love you forever, but right now, Some fine day when we go walking, we'll find time for idle talking, sharing all our feelings as we watch each other smile. I'll hold your hand, you'll hold my hand. We'll say things we never had planned, and we'll get to know each other in a little while. But for now, let me say I love you. Later on, there'll be time for so much more. But for now, meaning now and forever, let me kiss you, my darling, and once more, once more. But for now, let me say I love you. Later on, I'll must know much more of you. But for now, meaning now and forever, let me love you forever and once more, once more, once more. Yeah, there we go. That's But For Now by Jamie Cullum. Just discovering kind of some of his style and some of his tunes. He really plays some beautiful stuff. Thanks, Robert. Glad you dug the trio gig over the weekend. I had a blast on that too. Felt so good to play with the band again. I'm heading back to New York, like I said, in about a week and a half, and I already have a couple gigs lined up in NYC, which I'm very, very much looking forward to. Thanks to everyone who really helped me thank that trio for joining me. Folks were very generous with the tip jar, which I really appreciate. I do have tip jar links in the video description as usual for today, and many, many thanks to all who drop a little love in there. Switched songs. I ended up playing All the Things You Are, but I was trying to play Waltz for Debbie. Try and keep a mix going. Yeah, it happens. What is happening to me? No, I went to pure imagination. Some unintended medley happening here. Let's try it again. Unintended medley there of All the Things You Are, Waltz for Debbie, and even some Pure Imagination, which I really don't know how that one snuck in there. That was, some must have been buried in the back of my brain there and just had to make itself known. Thanks everyone for watching. Gordon, good to see you. Hey Torben, Suk-Young Park, nice to see you too. Thanks Skylar, thanks Charles. Charles asks, when I play octaves with my right hand, do I hit any notes in between? That's a very good question. And the answer is sometimes. So you can totally do block chords or octaves without any notes in between and just do an octave up top. Right? You can totally do it with just the octave. Or if you want to make it a little messier, you can put notes in the middle. Students and stuff ask me, they're like, what is the note that I'm putting in the middle of the octave? And unfortunately, I have to answer that I don't have a great system for that. I kind of do it a little sloppily. I kind of just throw a note in there that I think is going to work. I try to hit something from the chord, but it's not an exact science. It's not like it's always a fifth or a seventh. And sometimes it's just a wrong note. But somehow, as long as you keep that melody strong in the octave, you can hit a sloppy note in the middle and it almost kind of sounds good. Within reason. But don't be afraid. You don't have to be super precise, I feel like, about those. Dave, you mean this ending? You mean that guy? I still do it sometimes. All right, pal, this one's for you. A little bit of "Isn't She Lovely?" That's a tough one to play without a trio, but it's always fun to try. Yeah, thanks, Skylar. That was kind of a new outro I tried just throwing there in the moment. That's what we all kind of are searching for, right? As jazz players, we kind of want to have stuff that we play that really is spontaneous and really is improvisational, you know. I think a lot of the ways that we improvise is stuff that I've learned, phrases that I know I can play and I can stick in here and there, and I know that they'll sound good, but to come up with something that's really off the cuff, that's really spontaneous, that's kind of the hard part, is trying to come up with something original really in the moment. And, you know, one way I kind of try to do that is, in order to come up with something really kind of spontaneous, we have to like let go of control a little bit. You know, I can play through a tune and I can place every note kind of where I want it to be. And I'm not knocking that. That's you know, I feel very proud to be able to do that. But yeah, to get that little bit of extra where something new happens, something unexpected happens, you have to kind of not plan or control every note, and that's where it gets kind of tricky. So, you know, I work with students on, they talk with me about, you know, how do you make it swing? How do you get this, how do you make stuff swing? And I always tell them that the swing doesn't actually come from your hands. Even though my hands are playing stuff, the swing really comes from what's in here. Like if I'm feeling this quarter note pulse in here, boom, 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 I can almost get away with playing anything with my hands and it'll sound good. So it'll be swinging. So let's say I'm going boom, boom, feeling it here, boom, boom, and I just play like. Right? Like I don't need to do any left-hand stuff at all, actually. I can, as long as I'm feeling it here, you'll hear it, you'll feel it too. And so sometimes if I'm trying to get something new, I'll kind of like let my hands get a little loose and I'll let them kind of, I don't know, maybe even fudge a couple things. And I just try to make sure that I keep feeling that stuff behind it. That's kind of how I get that new stuff. And yeah, Ruth, I totally know what you mean. It can feel weird to let go of that control. And, you know, if you don't feel comfortable enough to do it. But I would say, you know, just when you're playing by yourself, when nobody's listening, just set 5 minutes aside and just let your hands wander around the keyboard. And you know, say, okay, so this is going to sound terrible. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to let my hands do this. Just to kind of feel what that feels like, what that kind of freedom feels like. Just give it a try, even if it doesn't sound good. Who cares? Just kind of try to let it be loose a little bit. Yeah, that's great to hear. Having a supportive teacher is half the battle. Let's see, what should we play next? Got my tune lists here. Yeah, I think there's some monk stuff in there, Dave. There's something a little bit like that. Hey, thanks, Steve. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I like doing, you know, I like the trio stuff, and then I like solo too. They both have their advantages and different disadvantages for sure. I'm afraid I don't know Wacky Dust. My apologies. All right, here's one I don't play much. Let's see if I can play it. This is kind of a fast one. The song is You. The song is you. That's a tough one that I don't play too often, but a good one to try. Let me try a little experiment, actually, and let me know if anything happens if you guys can't hear me for some reason. I've been working on putting together potentially a record, a solo piano record, and it would be it would kind of feature some of the same kind of style. I would just record it at home, but I want to make sure. So I might just record this, and then who knows? Maybe one of these tunes will end up on some kind of recording. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Can you still hear that? All right, nice. Yeah, thanks, Steve. You know, doing the solo piano thing has been great over the past year. I like to do both. I like to have the trio, and I like to do my own thing. You know, there's different types of trios and stuff, too. I used to do a lot of gigs with just piano, bass, and guitar, which is kind of its own thing. Has like that more old school kind of swing, and sometimes I like having drums. It's all nice. Let's see. Thanks, Robert. right. That's Brigas Nunca Mais. Hopefully the Brazilians in the house will forgive me for swinging that one a little bit. I couldn't help it. But yeah, couldn't help it. Let's see. All right. Looks like everything's still working okay. Thanks, Lex. I appreciate that. That's good to know, Steve. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough to try to do them all together, I think. Let me know if it comes back like this. How's that? Is the sync better? Let me know if that's back together. Oh, Johnny, it's working okay for you? I took the recording off. Let's see. I can always start it back up again. Let's play a ballad. I feel like we need a nice ballad in here somewhere. Okay, cool. I'm going to put the recording back on. If it starts to desync, then you guys let me know. All right, that's I Remember Clifford by the great Benny Golson. Benny Golson's still out there performing and touring, which is pretty amazing. He's got to be in his early 90s. A lot of you probably know there's that famous old photo called A Great Day in Harlem where they have all these legendary jazz players. It was probably taken in like the, mid-60s, early 60s. And there's all these, basically all the great jazz artists who ever lived, well, maybe missing a few, but most of them are on this stair step in Harlem in front of this brownstone. There's probably like 150 people or something. And now there's only 3 of those people are still alive. Sonny Rollins is still there. I forget who the other one is. And then Benny Golson is one. And of the 3, I think Benny Golson is the only one who's still out there touring and performing, which is amazing. So, cheers to Benny Golson. Thanks to everybody who dropped a little tip in the tip jar. I really appreciate it. For those of you looking, there's links in the video description, in the comments, or on my website. Thanks to Steve and everyone else for the comments about the sync. I appreciate the feedback. I know it's a little different depending on how and where you're tuning in. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get this recording thing going. Because then, who knows? You know, some of these tunes might end up on a record someday. You never know. I'm old-fashioned, I love the moonlight, I love the old-fashioned things. It's been a while on this one. The sound of rain upon my window pane, the starry skies that April brings. This year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighing sighs, holding hands, these my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. It's how I want to be, as long as you'll agree to stay old-fashioned with me. I'm old-fashioned, I love the moonlight, I love the old-fashioned things. The sound of rain upon my window pane, the starry skies that April brings. This year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighing sighs, holding hands, these my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. It's how I want to be, as long as you'll agree to stay old-fashioned with me. I'm old-fashioned, I love the moonlight, I love the old-fashioned things, the sound of rain upon my window pane, the starry skies that April brings. This year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighing sighs, holding hands, these my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. It's how I want to be, as long as you'll agree to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned with me. Oof, all right. Man, I'm worn out today. I'm not sure why, but I'm trying to keep things swinging for you guys. Just like I was saying earlier about how, to kind of let things be a little bit more flexible, let new stuff happen. I try to do that thing where I focus on the groove and I let my hands kind of be a little bit loose. When I sing, I try to do, every once in a while, I try to do a similar thing where I basically just focus on that pulse. Let my hands go a little bit. As long as I have the pulse going. And try to do the same with the vocals. Upon my window pane, the starry skies that April brings. This year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighing sighs, holding hands. These my heart understands. Just make sure that pulse is there. But I don't mind it, it's how I want to be, as long as you'll agree to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned, to stay old-fashioned with me. So yeah, try to make it just nice and swinging. This little girl of mine, I want you people to know. This little girl of mine, and I take her everywhere I go. I looked at my suit was new. I looked at my shoes, and they were too. That's why oh, love that little girl of mine. This little girl of mine, she knows how to dress real neat. This little girl of mine, she stops traffic out in the street. When folks start to whistle, I don't mind. I can't blame them because she is mine. That's why oh, love that little girl of mine. This little girl of mine, she called me up around 8. This little girl of mine, she told me we had a date. She said she'd meet me at 8:45. Believe it or not, she was right on time. That's why oh, love that little girl of mine. This little girl of mine, she knows how to love me when I'm sad. This little girl of mine, she knows how to love me when I'm bad. She knows how to love me right down to a T. If she does something wrong, she keeps it from me. That's why oh, I love that little girl. Oh, I love that little girl. Oh, I love that little girl of mine. All right. That's This Little Girl of Mine, Great Ray Charles number. That just about does it for me today, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who dropped a little tip in the tip jar. Thanks to those who gave me the feedback, helped me figure out whether all this recording stuff is working. I really, really appreciate it. I will be doing my regular show this Saturday, and then after that, I'm not exactly sure what's going to be happening. I might be here next Wednesday, or I might just be off that week as we move and sort of figure things out. So again, if you want to stay connected and you want to be aware of what streams I'm doing, sign up for my mailing list. Go to benpaterson.com. There's a little form there. You can sign up, and each week I will send out an e-blast with what shows I'm doing. So again, some weeks I might be on, some weeks I might be off. But also being back in New York, I can hopefully have some more special guests, maybe a bass player here, a guitar player there, et cetera, et cetera. So thanks everybody once again. Thanks, Sandra Lou. Even if I might be pausing these live streams briefly, I will definitely be back as soon as I can. You know, one of the best things about this past year has been doing these live streams and making all music for you guys and hanging out in the chat and, you know, getting to know each other. So I'm going to keep them coming. I just don't know exactly where or when and all that stuff. So sign up for my mailing list and hopefully we'll stay in touch. I will also be doing this Saturday show as usual. Thanks, everybody. Stay healthy, stay safe. Best wishes to you all, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Take care.